Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Features presents Square Circle Society. I am the second greatest hat-wearing wrestling personality of all time, Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Grump Loya and Pugs Dread. How goes it, gentlemen?
You always got to be anti-Semitic. What about the yarmulkes, Dan?
Well, I just want to know, who does he think he's better than? The King or JR? Or JBL? Or fucking Outback Jack?
Well, you gotta run down everybody. I'm better than Outback Jack, sir. I'm better.
I just want to know who the one you were thinking was.
Well, Jim Ross is obviously the best, but
you're no JBL.
How am I no JBL? You're just saying that because of the shower thing, and he beat up.
I'm saying that because, yeah.
That's all you're saying. So
you're more like the Brian Christopher of the show.
Positivity, dude. I'm on the rise. I'm a superstar on the rise. So what can I say? You're right.
You do it already.
So, welcome to Square Circle Society. Today we're going to be covering Dark Side of the Ring stuff.
I will give you, all right, Jim Ross and JBL. Jerry Lawler has some questionable shit, though, and I don't think he's Jerry Lawler anymore, so currently.
JBL doesn't have some questionable shit?
Well, he does, but some of his is funny, in fairness.
I'm trying to put us back in the right order. I feel,
that's
whatever.
That's what you get for booting me. So we're going to get into our Dark Side of the Ring episode on Dino Bravo, but first we do have some potential breaking news that I thought was worthwhile. You're not getting a ton of earth-shattering stuff at the moment, but this is potentially interesting because I personally see huge star potential in Velveteen Dream. I don't know about you guys, but he's one I've been saying for a while. If he can stay healthy, main event talent. He's got the charisma. He's interesting. He's a unique guy, if this makes sense, for WWE to be pushing right now going against AEW. Matt Riddle's another one, but I'm even higher on Velveteen Dream.
I would say Velveteen Dream or Riddle, yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock and RuPaul together. This charismatic weirdo.
And I can see Velveteen Dream main eventing a WrestleMania. I don't know that Riddle will ever get there, and that's nothing against him, but because I do like him. But all right, so Dream potentially in some trouble. Pugs, you saw the post.
Well, it blew up on Twitter. And his name was trending, and I'm like, oh god, what happened now? So you look it up, and it's like, oh, he's alleged. There's allegedly some interactions with a minor. He asked a voice that sounds like his, maybe his. Oh, what school do you go to? In his deep ass voice, and then there was some photos, screenshot photos of some of the interaction, and then him pantsless, but it's from the chest down, so you don't see his face, and there's a clown over where his penis would be. The emoji clown face. So I'm saying that he sent that to a younger gentleman.
Can you prove that though? You know what I mean? If it's just.
Have you learned nothing from Porky's dick lineup?
I was saying before the show.
Even if they can't though, the fact that it's out there now, that's a stain on this man's reputation. If it's not true, if it's true. Stop
especially
kids.
Now is this? I take it underage, right?
Yeah, I think it was from 12 to 16, but I don't know.
Okay,
sure.
Well, underage then. So, man, I hope it's not true because I see huge star potential.
Right now, I'm Team Dream. I'm Team Dream. I'm gonna believe it until I get further fucking evidence.
I can't remember who it is, but he is a relative of someone my mother works with. I totally forgot about that until this. Because way back when he was in Tough Enough, was it Tough Enough?
Patrick.
Because my mom was like, "Oh yeah, Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, you got to vote for him because blah blah blah. I was like, oh okay, well I'm not voting, but
well, he knew his shit on Tough Enough. Like he was knowledgeable, but I'm like, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
But fuck, did he get there? Shit, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for him to get the title.
Yeah, I mean, shit, made his character. There you go. He's here in spirit. I don't. Yeah, I'm with you though. It seems like a lot of shit can be faked, and what can you prove from a dick pic? And you
that
know what
doesn't
I mean?
even show his full penis. Because I was like, I searched for it, and was it hashtag no homo, but you know, shit's out there. I'm like, all right, let me check these hashtags. Velveteen Dream. I looked on Reddit. I couldn't find any uncensored photo, so
yeah.
But I couldn't find
Dan can't say anything. He spent 3 days watching the Mitch Bennett work. He still has.
The Mitch Bennett's going to come back as
This is why he gets so defensive when we talk about BJ scenes.
It's messed up. That's messed up. I think Lars was pretty obvious, though he was caught red-handed. But yeah, a lot of this can be bullshit. I'm not gonna like call the guy like a pervert or anything until, you know. I mean, it wasn't like he was on like the couch or something and he's got his face in it and he's like whacking off, making knuckle babies. I mean, it's no proof. I think you gotta wait. He also seemed like a super disciplined dude on that. Like if you remember back when he was doing that, like he seemed.
He's the only one that take it super fucking serious.
Yeah, he almost seemed like I remember him on that show, and it was like almost like he was almost like a square. Like this guy is just the Triple H sort of model, where it's like, you know, I'm going to. When he was on the show, I think he was either 18 or 19. He was pretty young. He's still pretty young. I mean, it's not 24. That long ago.
Like,
yeah,
he's not even in his prime.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. What do you do with that? Does Vince just say, we don't want another Lars Sullivan? Whip it out, Velveteen. And then just like hold up just kind of, what do you think, Pat? Does that look like his dick?
It's good shit.
Good shit. So yeah, I hope this isn't another. You're gonna have
gimmick, registered sex offender. Boom. You can go out and give the candy to the kids in the front row when they come back.
Oh, good God. They like have to like move all the children back before he does his ring entrance because he has to be within X amount of feet of children.
This does suck though, because like they're pushing him for the main event in NXT at the moment. Did you catch NXT this week?
Not yet. I did last week.
There's your boy is involved.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I have to catch up. But yeah, I mean, honestly though, it sucks. But if they were considering putting the belt on him, which I kind of feel like Cole was on the verge of dropping it, but right now with all this crap, who knows? I kind of feel like now they probably are gonna call an audible and have Cole retain just to be safe. Honestly,
it's like Dream did come out and say and refute it. Like, nah, this shit ain't true. And more elegantly than what I just said, but
yeah.
So who knows? I hope if the plans were to strap him up, fucking strap him up before he gets too cool.
Well, we covered that whole Tessa Blanchard tape sure as hell sounded like her, but apparently it wasn't. I don't know if there was ever a final resolution.
That's also a problem because I'm choosing to believe that that's her, whether it is or not.
So who knows? I'm behind on Impact. I don't know. I thought she. No, I think she still is.
All I know is Callahan and fucking Al Bundy had a fight, and I saw highlights. And it looked pretty cool. Ken Shamrock.
Oh, nice.
Looks like Al Bundy now. That's fucking uncanny.
Yeah, he looks.
Whoa, Bundy.
Early weathered. I do want. They need to take advantage of that. I wanted like a backstage segment where he's got like his hands in his pants, and
he should go in the program with fucking Tessa and wear his "No Ma'am" shirt out to the front. And
yes, holy crap!
Tap that bitch out.
I want her to just like get like in like a brief flurry, and then just have him like go full on, like just demolish her with like a belly to belly, and just like snap the ankle. Oh, what we book is so much better than what we get. So we are here now to talk about the dark side of the ring and the murder of Dino Bravo. All right, so this was definitely, I think, one of the shows I was looking forward to, in the sense that I knew he was killed, but that was about it. I never really deep dived on Dino Bravo. He was, and I don't know if you guys will agree or disagree with this, but I kind of feel like he was kind of the. No, I'm actually not going to make that comparison. I was going to say the Lance Storm of his generation, and that would fit in terms of wrestling. But Lance Storm was entertaining. Just, he needed.
I love Dino Bravo.
Lance Storm's the man. That's why the look I gave to him, like, that's a little overselling, but that's cool.
But he was a great wrestler for his time. Definitely stood out in that sense from a lot of other guys. I mean, he was a mat technician. I mean, he was really, really good. Not the best. I mean, not a talker, but
his moveset. He looked intimidating.
Yeah, he's probably one of those guys like a Billy Gunn that's deceptively.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Are we talking about Lance? Okay. Because you said he wasn't a talker. He was a talker, just not on WWE.
Yeah, that's
true. I didn't know if we were talking about Lance Storm. You were kind of.
I do like the Billy Gunn comparison, though.
Yeah. I like the Dan. This is how I wish Dan always was on the show.
I thought it was me.
No, it's not. Yeah, I was always a fan of his growing up. Him and Jimmy Hart as a team.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. But not your typical WWF worker for that time. I mean, he really didn't have.
I disagree. He was a big guy, and he was kind of limited, but he's still. I mean, that's kind of like that era. He definitely fits in that era.
Territorial. Had they been in fucking anywhere in Canada, they were worried about him outshining their boy Hogan.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do, guys. Hogan sucked.
Do you know? And I think it was just a random show, like while he was still in WCW, but Hogan did put over Jacques Rougeau in Canada. One of the rare times. I don't know if there's footage of that match, but I remember that back when I used to like memorize the PWI like almanacs, and he did put over, and I want to say it was by a pinfall. So yeah, but I can kind of see at that particular point they were never going to let like Dino go in and outshine Hogan, but nonetheless. So this episode kind of starts with how big he was in the international wrestling territory. Lot you could compare just to anything, like the Von Erichs in Texas, and I mean he was a huge regional star. They obviously kind of get into the Vince essentially poaching a lot of talent, even from there. Haku, of course, being one, and Jacques Rougeau, who left right before Dino. And a little bit of background. They talk about him going to WWF finally, seeing the writing on the wall, and how things kind of went downhill. Dino was a guy that liked to live large, and it cost him. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you learn something you didn't know before?
Todd?
I did not know he was Italian.
Yeah. See it, yeah.
There was more details of stuff I'd already known. Like I knew about the cigarette stuff, the Canadian mafia or whatever and all that. And that there was a lot I already knew on this case because I was a fan of his and I kind of looked into it before. But yeah, I overall, I did like the presentation, and I feel, oh God, it was killing me. Listen to his daughter talk about her dad. That was fucking rough.
That was.
The drawing and the funeral and the Sunday morning wrestling. Yeah, that got me too.
Yeah.
So this was the first time I ever even. I knew about the murder, but like I never cared enough to search it out or find out any information about this guy at all. Again, I like my characters. Supernatural or bigger. This is a Canadian dude, and now he's gone. Whatever.
Next year to tell me you didn't like the natural Butch Reed.
Well, when we get to that episode, I'll let you know. But yeah, I didn't care at all. But I'm glad I watched this and I got that information now because, wow, this dude, like, talented, yeah, limited, absolutely, but he's got the look, and I would have liked to have seen him, go further, but you don't do so much when you can't speak proper English. I always feel bad because anytime like a French Canadian speaks, I'm like, are they slightly retarded or? Oh, you're a French Canadian guy. Sorry. Look, I apologize, but like every time I have an interaction with because they have that it sounds like a speech impediment, but it's just an accent, and I'm a dick. Yeah. I understand. My bad. Yeah, it would have been cool, but learning about his, I don't want to say downfall, but like when he left the fucking wrestling business, and then that's the downfall.
Yeah.
What he got into. I'm like, whoa, well, this is interesting. Now we got mafia people and bikers and
within
Native
a year
American,
of leaving.
Native Canadians.
Yeah.
Indians.
I mean, this wasn't long. I mean, right after he left, basically, the next year is when all this happened. So, yeah, Dino dug himself one big hole to reference our other show. I did. This was so horrible, but it made me laugh. Again, English not being her first language. But I popped when the daughter talked, and I quote, about Jake's enormous snake. I was laughing like an asshole there. I am 12 years old.
I just call the whole region of the world slightly retarded, so I think you're okay. I got the
goddamn American. Yes, I'm sure somebody's mad that's going to listen to this at some point.
Sorry to speak your language.
Oh man, it's a theme though. Like back then, I mean, there's exceptions, and it's kind of I don't know. There are exceptions, but wrestlers just were not smart back then. I mean, he retires. He's got this $1 million plus house, which by now is probably worth even more than that.
He had it built.
Yeah, he had it built. Yeah, I mean,
he bought his daughter a Corvette. Which is 4.
I just wanted to know, does he still have it?
And was that the Corvette that he ran that hockey player's head into?
Oh, God. I think it was the hockey player's Corvette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I don't know. That's just something like there are exceptions. Ironically, I think Rick Martel's one that, when he was done, and he went into real estate and just left wrestling behind and is fine. But wrestlers back then, there's very few exceptions. Almost all of them were stupid with their money. And
to be fair, it was everyone in that era was kind of stupid with their money.
Yeah, I said a handful of exceptions maybe, but
yeah, there was a lot of snorting up the dollar bills too, with dollar bills.
So this kind of does go into a crazy little story about bootleg cigarettes, and I think the most interesting part to this one, though, is it doesn't appear that, I mean, somebody didn't just like kick his door in and just waste him. He was obviously comfortable with whoever did it. It was obviously an ordered hit, which is kind of fascinating to me. I don't suspect that this is a one that would ever be solved, but could it be? I mean, there's stranger things have happened, I guess.
If you had to choose between the three options, Mafia, Native, keep on saying Native Americans, so they're not Mafia, Indians, or the biker gang club, which do you think?
I would say biker, because they even say it here that it was especially violent that would sort of fit that, because I mean they shot the shit out of him, so I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was especially violent, but it was more mafia style.
Yeah,
bikers are not just going to come in, pop, 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 we're done.
Yeah, I don't know though that he had. Was he comfortable enough with the mafia people at that point, or a quote unquote biker that maybe he was friendly with?
I think he'd be less. I think him having the biker over is a little. I don't know.
I'm in the biker camp.
See, I think if that's the case, it is the Indians paying the bikers to do it.
Yes, that's what I'm choosing to believe. My theory.
But it seems a little clean for the bikers. That's the only thing.
Well, maybe they're trying to make it look more like a. This is what they would do.
Right. They left pepperonis all around.
Oh, damn. It was, I mean, a lot of money there. So, I mean, and maybe he wasn't the smartest guy. I mean, I would have been the hell out of Dodge, like, after that. But
well, he probably knew it was coming. He just sat there and, it's like, he manned up. Like, I did this.
Me or my family. Yeah.
He sent them away, so.
Yeah.
See?
He was trying to get fucking the Mountie smoke, too. He was so
very animated.
Yeah, he was so adamant. He thought he was a real Mountie when he was calling him.
I'll be there in a day or two. Walking here, fucking come on! Get on your moose and fucking ride over.
I've got this image of like Dino, like them holding action movie image, them holding guns on him, and then like the fucking Mountie like bursts through the glass with the fucking moose and just starts taking everybody out. Just ironic.
Glass, flip, fucking Mountie hat still on. Take a shot like Captain America.
He could have called the boss man for backup.
Yeah.
You fuck with my friend, you'll be sorry.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize the Mountie till till he said it. He looked totally different. And once he said it, I could see it, but like I didn't know it was him at first till he,
He wrestled retirement match, I think, within the last few years. I mean, I think he was one that retired, came back a lot, but I was actually, I can't say I was a huge Dino Bravo fan, but I was a huge Mountie fan. I really fucking loved the Mountie. I don't know why. I loved his.
I love the Russo brothers too when they were a team.
Yeah, no, they were awesome.
Apparently, I had a thing for French Canadians. I hated Frenchie Martin though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that maybe was a little too much, but I did. Man, when I was a kid and I rewatched it all the time, I fucking loved the jail match with Boss Man.
And he's the first one. Austin could suck it because who dropped the first middle on WWE programming?
Yes. You want the finger? I'll give you the finger.
Oh my God. I watched that thing so many times after it first was on. We were dying.
Then what was the random dude he ran into, which should have been Patterson? It would have been so funny. In the cage where he's like, "Don't you just love the way the bars feel on your body?" Or something like that. I can't remember. He's like, "Get me out!" Man, that shit was just so funny. And he was one later, like, I mean, when he had the Quebecer run, and then the amazing French Canadians, and he was always one like later in his career. I'm like, man, you could get more out of this guy. This guy's hilarious. He's a really good worker. It's a lot more you could have gotten out of him, but he certainly had his run.
He had a good run.
Yeah. Intercontinental champion, which back then really meant something. So he did well for himself. I like the Mountie, but yeah, Dino. I enjoyed his stuff. He was never one that truly stood out for me, but watching this, I did feel terrible. As young as his daughter was, I believe she was 6, I think she said, when he died. That was heartbreaking. I mean, like, good God. I mean, that was just, like, still obviously remembers him, still, hurts from that.
When she said, I can hear his voice every time I see his photo. Dude.
yeah, I did feel bad. But I think his legacy lives on. He's somebody now that I'm interested to revisit some of his stuff on the network and, see him in his prime. Seemed like a nice guy. He just, he got stupid. He got stupid, then he got desperate.
Yeah. I wonder how WWE, the day after these air, how the searches go up for that particular wrestler.
They got
Huge.
it. Yeah. They got to have a huge fucking jump.
Except for the Benoit one, because you can't search for Benoit.
I've never tried that. They actually...
Yeah, you just can't search for him.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking assholes.
Which I don't understand that. I understand, like, taking his image off, like,
advertising. He's a race. They don't want people like, I'm going to watch Benoit matches. No.
Yeah, but you can go and watch his matches on the pay-per-view.
You can, but they just his name's not on anything. So
yeah, no, I get that. Although at a certain point, it's like, okay, if I want to go, there's always one other guy in the match. So
you're lucky they haven't cut him out. So just be happy you just can't search him.
Have his face blurred in the ring. Just have a big old blob.
We'll put another Canadian in there, and we'll change the commentary so it's like the Mountie.
Put Dino's face on there.
Right. They're gonna put Malenko in to say he was the world champion.
They superimpose Dino's like wife and daughter like hugging him when he's like winning the title. It's not creepy anymore, damn it. So yeah, I don't know that this one really truly solves anything, but
no, it's just informative.
Did any of them really though?
No, it made me want to go to Jimmy Hart's bar. That is one that this did. Some have been informative actually. What was the Benoit?
All been informative.
It's solid though.
I didn't know, like in the Benoit case. I feel like that's probably been the best episode. I guess you kind of expect it.
It's between that and New Jack, and I'm leaning more towards New Jack because I wanted more from it. The Benoit one, I was like, oh, okay, we're pretty settled.
Yeah. I guess closest you'll ever get to closure for that. But I like the reuniting at the end with the ants, which I thought was kind of like, oh, okay, well that's nice. Something good comes from even a horrible thing. But yeah, no, I'd say rest in peace. Look at his matches. I'm sure that at least half the people watching these don't even know who Dino Bravo is, or only vaguely know who he is. So,
I gotta say, the only thing I was interested to revisit was him and Ultimate Warrior. I just want to see if it's a shit show or not. Like in my later years, going back and watching Warrior matches, oh my god.
I always hated Warrior.
I fucking loved him, but like now I know why. I'm like, oh, you're just exciting and to begin with, but you're
a little kid, and it was the John Cena thing. It was the pretty colors, the bright colors.
Yeah, damn it, don't do that.
You didn't think so much about what he was saying. It's like, in the Neblar cluster, I am the warrior of spirit will rise.
I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
When he said, me and my warriors, my little warriors, I'm like, that's me. He's talking about me.
And it all died for you when you tried to go to Warrior University.
No, I'm not allowed.
Oh, he screwed everybody equally on that.
Still a big Warrior fan, though. I'm never not going to be, but watching those matches now, like, fuck. But that's the one thing I wanted to see. I forgot what WrestleMania that was.
No,
Was it
I don't know.
WrestleMania?
Yeah, I think it was. Or was it SummerSlam? I'm looking it up right
It was
now.
one of the
That
big
one,
ones.
It was SummerSlam. I could be wrong, but I think that one was SummerSlam. Yeah, I mean, but even a guy that wasn't a great worker, sometimes you made it work. I mean, that match with Hogan was pretty good. You know, sloppy in parts, but it worked. I mean, I was excited as shit when I first saw that match. So, you know.
Well, there's a few. They had a match on WWE Main Event in 1990.
Okay.
And wait, oh, geez.
Dino worked with a lot of the top. I mean, he ate a lot of pins, but he worked with a lot of the top guys.
Because he's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, he's huge, and he could bump. He was a good, he's a good worker in my opinion. So he was, yeah. It's a shame.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's a shame. Like, there's certain guys. I mean, they did work with them, but like a Kurt Hennig and how Ted DiBiase never had a title run, I'll never understand. But
he probably never fucking needed it. But I think he should have. I like his son. I wish he would have stuck around and not being a fucking firefighting piece of shit at the end of the day.
Yeah, he had 2 or 3. No, at least 2, or was it 3 kids that tried to break in?
Who?
Ted DiBiase. You had Ted DiBiase Jr., who of course got into WWE, but then Brett DiBiase, who was he caused a title change in some big angle as like a crooked ref, but I think injuries, he never quite made it in. I don't remember if there was a third, maybe it was just 2, but yeah, no, that's about all I have to say about the episode. It's definitely worth watching. I am a big advocate of like some of the more, I don't know if it's obscure, but some of the more stories we haven't seen beaten.
And yet you have not watched the Gino Hernandez one.
Yes, check that out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. Now, to close, though, I will pose like a question. What would you like to see covered that hasn't been already?
I'm not sure, man. I don't know.
Actually, don't do.
Oh, as a whole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next week, by the way, is David Schultz and the Slapper Around the World.
Oh, that's right.
I love that.
John,
man, I love that.
John Stossel.
Yeah. Just
I like him from 2020, like the 2020 days. But like he had that motherfucking thing coming. But we'll get there. I like in the trailer. McMahon's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" Once the camera left, he's like, "Attaboy." Right. Give him the old sportsman on the ass.
I was gonna say, yeah, like back then.
I still see people dumb enough to say that same shit to wrestlers now too. I remember Jimmy about to kill someone.
I was there. That was the one when I was that old bodybuilder dude who came out, and it's like, oh, is it this phony? Is it this phony shit? And I could see it in his face. I was like, oh, Jesus.
I was even talking about that time, but there's another one.
Oh, there is? Oh, okay.
Those people, they're just so dismissive. And I'm like, you do it.
That's what he did in this case. I mean, he was pretty nice. Yeah. I don't think this old guy was even picking up. It's like, you want to go take a bump? Yeah.
We can get into more of that shit next time, because I think we've all been there. Like, oh, it's fake. Well,
yeah.
Not exactly.
My grandfather was always like, oh, it's like just falling onto a mattress. And I'm like, okay, look, does that look like a fucking mattress? It used to annoy the shit out of me as a kid too. I mean, I kind of knew what was up, but I was like, look at it, like, look at that,
I just watched the Munsters recently, where Herbert becomes a wrestler.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I remember that. You
Wish I
kind of
would've
make
bled
me
over.
want to revisit it, but
Monsters
I'm
are so
almost
fucking
done.
good.
yeah, I'm gonna watch the
We'll probably
movie.
talk about the movie soon.
Yeah, that'll figure into an upcoming show. We'll definitely do that. Got to listen to the Rob Zombie commentary too.
You know, I've never done that, so I think
What?
that'd be fun. The Rob
What?
Zombie commentary
On what?
Oh yeah,
on Monsters Go Home.
Monster Go Home.
Oh, I didn't even know there was one on there.
They had announced it beforehand. I assume it
Okay.
is on there. I'm pretty sure it said it on there.
I don't know why it wouldn't be, but that makes sense. He would do it.
Yeah, no shit, yeah.
On
So
that
that's all-
episode, we can join that because even though my name comes from Adam's family,
Right.
I'm still a Munsters dude.
I'm both, but I probably favor Monsters a little bit.
It's not even a contest for me. It's funny because I like John Astin, but I never really got into the Addams Family.
Mm,
I got him on digital, so I might revisit him. Like, I enjoyed the movies.
uh-huh.
Okay.
Wasn't there a
I
reboot of the series too?
Yeah, around 1994. I like those.
Okay.
Mm. There was also
I can't say anything.
We should look for them.
the third movie.
I just got
Nobody
the month. I did just get the Monsters Today. That was the late '80s series.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they had it was Tim Curry and Daryl Hannah, I believe, was Morticia. Which
Yeah.
the latter I remember thinking like she's not a good Morticia, but yeah.
Edison.
Yeah, no, it was good. So we'll cover some of that. Like I said, guys, be sure to support the Flesh Wound Features Patreon at patreon.com/Flesh Wound Features. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the link below. Be sure to join the Horror Cartel Flesh Wound Radio Facebook page, or we will cut your fucking head off. Facebook group, I'm sorry, and like the Flesh Wound Features Facebook page. And support the
And
Patreon.
like, subscribe wherever the little thing pops up when we're done.
Yes,
Click the button, watch another video.
You
If
should
you're
follow
on
us
our-
on Twitter.
Twitter,
Yes.
and we're pretty much everywhere.
Instagram.
We're spreading like a
Hey,
plague.
Dan's on Twitter now, so at
Technically, yes,
Flesh
I'll
Wound
try and
Dan.
look at it. I'll try and
So
look at it.
since he never looks at him, tag him on the worst stuff you can think of.
All right, there you go. You can do that,
That was
and
Yes.
you can also, yes, on YouTube, like, subscribe. We're new to YouTube, so we do appreciate that. And what else do I have? Fleshwoundfeatures.com. Check that out for more as well. And we will be back with a lot more content. On Patreon, we just shot a bunch of stuff that's going to be going up gradually. So we a lot of cool stuff. If you've been listening to the show for a long time, I just recorded some stuff about my short but very eventful little movie run. And we've got a lot of other cool stuff coming up there. I know we're getting Todd to watch some stuff for the first time. I will be watching some stuff for the first time, not just within the horror genre. Pugs. I don't think we've figured out like an exact movie for you yet, but it will come. So you can see like our reactions to big movies, maybe some obscure movies that somehow eluded us. Even I have them. So yes, we will see you guys back here. Stay safe.
All right.
Stay.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Snowbacks.